How you doing, everyone? Thanks for joining me for another Pokemon VGC video where I attempt to climb the online rankings and try to become a better competitive battler as I go along. We've learned a lot this week, and we've learned a lot about this team. Unfortunately, this is going to be the last day we're going to be using this team, and we're going to be doing 2 more battles today. Hopefully we get 2 more wins. That would be great, especially for our ranking, but the ranking will be resetting on the 11th of this month, I believe, and that will be in 4 days. So let's try to get as high as we possibly can. Picking up 2 wins in this video would be beneficial to our ranking, just so we can play those high-rated players, because in a few days we're all going to be on the same level, so it's great to see what everyone has to offer, especially if we see a frequent flyer, and when we're in the 1500s again. So, we're going to jump on the ladder today again. The team is surrounding, like it has been all week, around Mega Altaria. So we have Amoonguss, we have Heatran, we have Aegislash, we have Landorus, and we have Suicune. So that was pretty fast. So we have a United States player, 1675, and my ranking is 1651. Actually, didn't pick up too many points from the last one, but we do have a Gothitelle team. So, Gothitelle traps you because she has the Shadow Tag. So we have Gothitelle, we have Blastoise, write the team down, we have Escavalier, we have Heatran, we have Thundurus, frequent face we like to see on here, and the Talonflame's not on this team, which is I've been facing Talonflames all week. So alright, we have Gothitelle. So who do you want to potentially trap on my team? Who would you want to potentially trap on my team? What is my team week 2? Okay, so alright, the Hariyama actually can do a lot of hurting on my team, especially when it comes to my Heatran, and potentially my Aegislash if the Hariyama gets the knockoff. Okay, so Gothitelle and Hariyama look like a potential lead right here, considering the fact that Hariyama could just fake out, Gothitelle can trap you in, and just go for the Trick Room. Who do I want to lead to try to prevent that? Because that's what I think he's going to go for. Alright, so what do I potentially want to go for? Aegislash is actually a very good lead here because he cannot be faked out, and I can just try to go for the Shadow Ball onto this Gothitelle, because if he does bring this Gothitelle, it's going to be very hard to deal with. And, I can lead with the Amoonguss as well, so I can Rage Powder the knockoff away. The Heatran fares well, and the Lander is pretty much fares well right here, especially if he's going to bring his Hariyama. I could just intimidate it. Oh man, I actually could have left. Oh man, I should have led with my. Let me turn my fan off. My fan's going insane. Alright, turn my fan off right there. If he's going to lead with his Gothitelle and his Hariyama, I should have led with my Heatran, and you turned out. He's going to lead with Blastoise and Gothitelle. Okay, leading with my Landorus. I guess leading with my Landorus right there. Well, not leading with my Landorus now would be, is really good, because I could potentially Ice Beam my Landorus. Although I could have just U-turned out right into this Gothitelle. That would have been, oh man, that would have been great. That would have been really, really good. I could have done a lot of special damage to this Gothitelle, especially if it's specially defensive. Alright, so it's okay. We have the Aegislash in it. I mean, we have the Landorus in the back. Okay, we have 30 seconds here. Blastoise. Blastoise, do you get fake out, Blastoise? May I ask you a question, Blastoise? Do you get fake out? If you're leading with Blastoise and Gothitelle, he may get the fake out, but you cannot fake out my Aegislash. So I'm going to go for the safe play right here. Go for the Shadow Ball. Go for the Shadow Ball. And Gothitelle doesn't really present a threat to my team, especially when it comes to attacking. Water Spout, okay. Alright, it's not going to do much damage to either one of my Pokemon, even though he has full HP. And it's just going to go straight for the Psychic. So he's just going to go straight for the attack, probably thinking that, you know, obviously, I'm going to predict the Trick Room play. So I'm just going to go straight for the Shadow Ball. It's not going to KO, even with the Life Orb, especially if this is specially defensive Gothitelle, and it lives on with a sliver of HP. Oh man, I could have just went for the straight-up Giga Drain onto it, and it's going to pull off the Citrus Berry. Okay, so even with, you know, the Citrus Berry, I probably wouldn't have Giga Drain, so Giga Drain not being beneficial to my team. So he's not going to be able to get another Water Spout off. Is he going to go for the Psychic again? Are you going to risk staying in? Do you have a Shadow Ball? Do you have the Shadow Ball? Who could you potentially switch into? Let's see if you even would want to switch into anyone. So you have Hariyama, you have Thundurus, you have Escavalier, and you have Heatran. You could just go for the finisher Psychic on my Amoonguss. But the Protect is so obvious that I would just go for that play and then the KO onto the Gothitelle. So I don't think the Gothitelle is going to target the Amoonguss. It is most likely going to target the Aegislash, especially if it has Shadow Ball. Oh, who attacked first? Did Aegislash attack first? Why didn't I pay attention to that? I should have paid attention to that. Okay. I'm going to go for the safe play. I'm going to go for the Protect onto the Amoonguss, and then I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball onto... Why did you not Mega Evolve in the first place? That's weird. That is weird. Okay. Alright. Well, I guess... Does the speed reduce? Does Mega's... I don't know. I don't know whether or not Mega Blastoise's speed reduces when he does Mega Evolve, so, I mean, if that was the case, that's... Alright, so he's going to go for the safe Psychic. So I'm going to get this KO on this Gothitelle, so no more Shadow Tag for this team, and it's actually going to work out in my favor because I didn't even have to bring the Landers in the first place to U-turn. Okay, so, alright, Aegislash actually putting in some work, finally. Finally we get to feature Aegislash on my team, because throughout the entire week I haven't used Aegislash very often, and I do bring it for my to my team for that wide guard. It does come in handy, especially if you're going against a Scarfed Lando or a Choice Lando. Thundurus. Thundurus is a tough Pokemon to deal with. He is. But I do have the Lando in the back. Lando deals with it very, very nicely. But I don't think a Rock Slide would KO this Thundurus, and it most likely is carrying a HP Ice. So that could be a problem. HP Ice is hard to deal with because it can just straight up KO my Landers. Depends on how much investment it is in special attack. With the Life Orb, I'm screwed. But what are you gonna go? You're gonna go for the taunt on my Aegislash. I think you're gonna go for the taunt on my Aegislash. That's what I think you're going to do, or the taunt onto my Amoonguss. Either way, hopefully... Alright, you're going to go for the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt. Oh, man, it's going to KO. It's going to KO. I didn't think he was going to go for the attack. Alright, so will this KO? What is my HP looking like? Oh, that's going to KO. Oh, my God. Alright, so I should have King Shielded. But for... I don't know, the Water Spout would most likely KO'd, so I should have King Shielded. That's something I should have done. Alright, so Heatran and Lando are going to go in here, and even though I got the KO on the Gothitelle, he has full HP on 3 of his Pokemon, so I'm in a really, really tough position. And so, alright, Gothitelle's gone, Blastoise is in there, Thundurus, so potentially the Heatran, Escavalier, and the Hariyama are in their back. Alright, so what do I think is going to go down here? What do I think is going to go down here? The Blastoise going for the Water Spout is horrifying onto my Heatran. My Heatran will outspeed it, though. What do I want to lock myself into? Definitely not Earthquake. Hopefully he doesn't have the Hariyama in the back, because if he does, I'm screwed, because Rock Slide's not going to do anything to it. I'm going to have to go for... What does he want to go for on my Heatran, though? He's going to go for the Eruption. Eruption's super effective on both my not the Eruption, the Water Spout. I'm going to go for the Protect, and I mean, I can't do anything here. I cannot do anything here at all. Hopefully I can reduce this, because it's not surviving this. It's not surviving a water spout, even if I get Blastoise's HP down to like 80%, 70%. Gonna go for the hidden power ice. That, I mean, that was just completely obvious. I can't do anything. I can't protect my lander, so I can't do anything. I can't do anything about that. So those, the lead with the Aegislash and the Amoonguss, it was a good lead. It was. But unfortunately, we're going to lose both of those Pokemon to a Water Spout. I should have took that in consideration, and unfortunately, Blastoise only slept for one turn. So, I mean, we have to lose matches. We do have to lose matches. So, unfortunately, this is going to look like it's going to be a loss, and can't really do anything here. Can't really do anything here. Yeah, can't do anything. So, let's see what see what's going on here. So he's going to go for Rain Dance. He goes for Rain Dance. Okay, I guess that's good. I mean, he has a Heatran on his team, but it's good for his Escavalier, and it's good for his Blastoise, so he can get a boosted Water Spout. He goes for the Aura Sphere. Okay. Yeah, I can't do anything. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to forfeit. Okay, so this was a fast match. So this match went downhill the moment it started with my two starters, or at least when I lost them. Yeah, there's no way I can win it. All right, well, good match to my opponent. Good match to my opponent. He just completely outplayed me the entire time, and I'm curious. I want to use a Gothitelle. Gothitelle seems very, 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 very nice, especially with that Shadow Tag and just trapping Pokemon. So, I mean, that was the first time I played against it on Battle Spot, but I do know what it's capable of. It does get the Helping Hand, it can Thunder Wave, it can set up the Trick Room, and usually it has either Psychic or Psyshock on its set, but that's a loss. Okay, so we're sitting at 19-9. We have a fairly good record and the rating of 1636. So hopefully we can get a win in this one. 1629 player. I forget. I didn't see where they were from, but we're going to be playing Zero, which has a Bisharp. So I'm going to have to take into consideration whether or not I want to bring my Landorus here. And he's going to have his own Landorus, and he's going to have a Guard. He's going to have a Suicune, a Zapdos, and a Heatran. Another Heatran. Okay. Oh man, I hate Zapdos. I really do hate dealing with Zapdos, especially the Rocky Helmet and bulky Zapdos. Not that it matters with anyone on my team, but still, well, the Zapdos is just, excuse me, Heat Wave Zapdos with the HP Ice. It's annoying because my Landers can't do anything against it. Okay, so who do I want to leave with? Okay, so who would you potentially want to leave with? This doesn't really look like. This looks like a Tailwind team. Zapdos gets a Tailwind, Suicune gets a Tailwind. They all can benefit from the Tailwind. In yesterday's episode, we played against a Tailwind team, and Gardevoir was on it, and he was on it with Whimsicott. So this most likely is going to be a Tailwind team, and it's probably going to be a Fast Guard, and Gardevoir obviously being the Mega on this team. So what do I want to do to counter that? If he wants to bring a Suicune, I'm going to have the Amoonguss for it. And you're going to leave with. I'm going to go with my Amoonguss. But would you want to go with your Bisharp as lead? Would you want to go with your Bisharp as lead? I don't know. Heatran's not going to be very, very good in this. He's not. Start picking here. That, and my Aegislash. Okay. Let's see how this one wants to play itself out. I mean, I could have brought my Heatran, but I can't see it doing much against his team, especially if he brings his Landorus. So, and his Suicune. So he pretty much has. Okay, so he's going to lead with Bisharp, and he's going to lead with Suicune, so it's good that it didn't bring Landorus right here. Probably predicting that I was going to lead with Landorus. Alright, so we see Suicune, we see Bisharp. Suicune's most likely going to set up the Tailwind. So it's all going to come down to which team is going to be faster. Bisharp, probably the fastest Pokemon on the field right now. But whose Suicune is faster? Whose Suicune is faster? Bisharp's going to go for the knockoff. But who does he knock off? Probably Amoonguss. So, if Bisharp's going to do that, I'm going to... He's probably thinking... Okay, he's going to go for the knockoff. So he's probably... Okay, he's going to knock off the Suicune. Alright, so that does suck because I'm not going to have the Citrus Berry. And he is Life Orbed. Okay, so that's good to know. Snarl going to go off. Okay, so he's not going to go for the Tailwind. So I'm going to get my Tailwind off. But unfortunately, I'm going to have a special attack drop. And I went for the Giga Drain right there because I assumed that he was going to think I was going to go for the Spore. And I want to make sure I set up my Tailwind. Are you going to go for the knockoff onto my Amoonguss now? Okay, let's see. Let's see, you can... I want to see. Alright, Bisharp, Suicune. Okay. Lando Guard. Okay, so you probably have the Gardevoir in the back. Probably have the Gardevoir in the back. Have the Gardevoir in the back. I have my Mega Slash. Okay, who's more of a threat right here? Suicune can go for the Ice Beam on the Amoonguss. This Bisharp. Bisharp is just so powerful. So powerful. And unfortunately, another knockoff is just going to do it to the Suicune. Okay. Not going to go for a Giga Drain. I'm going to go for the Spore onto the Bisharp. And... the Ice... Okay, I guess, so he's going to go for the Sucker Punch. I was thinking about protecting right there, but then I was like, screw it, I'm just going to go for the Scald. So I am going to go for the Scald onto the Bisharp. Does he? Okay, so he's going to go for his own Tailwind. I'm going to get the Spore onto the Bisharp. So the Bisharp's going to be slightly crippled. Hopefully he stays to sleep for 2 turns. That would be great. 1 turn guaranteed. Alright, so how am I going to deal with this Suicune is the thing here, because I have a special attack drop on my Amoonguss, and I got rid of Snarl onto my Suicune for substitute. Okay, so his Suicune actually may just go for the knockout on my Suicune. Suicunes typically don't carry Protect because they're just naturally bulky. Usually Snarl, Scald, Ice Beam, and Tailwind. So he may go for the Scald onto my Suicune. That would actually pick up the KO. Scald, Scald, Scald. Or he goes for the Ice Beam onto the Amoonguss. I think he's going to go for the Ice Beam on the Amoonguss, so I'm going to switch out my Suicune into the Altaria. Let's see how this one wants to play itself out. You're going to go for the Ice Beam onto the Amoonguss. If you don't, and if you go for the Ice Beam onto the Altaria, I'm going to be pretty mad. I'm going to be pretty mad because... Let me see. Because that wouldn't make any sense to go for... Goes for a Snarl. Alright, so I can't redirect the Snarl, which sucks. So he's just going to keep snarling away, and unfortunately I brought all special attackers. Yes, I did. I brought all special attackers. So that's not very, very good at all. It is not. So right now, I'm going to outspeed. I'm going to go for the Fire Blast onto this Bisharp. Hyper Voice is going to KO with a special attack drop. So hopefully the Fire Blast actually wants to connect, and if it doesn't, we're shit out of luck. He's going to go for another Snarl. Oh, his Tailwind is up. I forgot his Tailwind is up. I don't think this Fire Blast is going to KO now. Let's see. Wow, the Snarl is actually putting in a lot of work. It's not gonna KO. Not gonna KO. Okay, it KOs. Thank God. Thank God. But I am a -2 special attack. Altaria. I'm gonna get the Spore off, so I'm gonna calm the Snarling Suicune down a bit. But it's gonna be tough because my Tailwind just expired, and I am, I think, a -3 Amoonguss right now, and a -2 Mega Altaria. Oh man, and he has the guard. So that's a good switch in. That is actually what he wanted to do. So Bisharp doing his job, knocking off my Citrus Berry onto my Suicune, getting a lot of damage off on it. Suicune putting in a lot of work with that Snarl. That Snarl does work if you have an opposing team of all special attackers, such as myself. Okay, so I don't have much. I don't have anything to deal with this Suicune other than my Amoonguss. Are you gonna go for the Psychic? Are you gonna go for the Psychic onto my Amoonguss? I'm gonna Spore this Gardevoir right here. I'm gonna Spore the Gardevoir. I'm gonna go for my own Tailwind, and I'm probably going to do the switch outs. If he goes for the Hyper Voice, I'm screwed though. I don't think he's gonna go for a Hyper Voice. I think he's gonna go for the Psychic. Psyshock. Okay, that's actually very, very good because I'm a defensive Amoonguss. So if that was a Psychic, I would have not survived that. So I'm going to be able to get a Spore off, which is good. But unfortunately, I don't have my Landorus with me, so I can't hit this Gardevoir hard. I can't hit it hard at all because Gardevoir it's just bulky and special defense, and I have all special attackers, and he has a Snarling Suicune. So I'm going to be faster. I will be faster, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to switch out my Amoonguss because I'm not going to be able to do anything with Giga Drain whatsoever, and I can get Regenerator health back. Alright, so only if I'd Snarl. Only if I'd Snarl on my Suicune now. Now I say this. Now I say I wish I had Snarl on my Suicune when the entire week when I didn't want Snarl, I wanted to protect. Can't make up my mind. I can't make up my mind, but it would help in this situation because I could Snarl that Gardevoir, which is going to be dealing a lot of damage to my Altaria if it decides to use Hyper Voice. Hyper Voice. Hyper Voice away. I put my Egg Slash in there. And, let's just get some damage off. I know I am a -2 special attack Altaria, but I don't want to switch out in this situation. I would like to sack my Suicune a little bit later. It's not going to do anything. Holy Christ. Okay. Oh, man. Okay, so this Suicune's going to stay asleep for one more turn. Definitely waking up next turn. Definitely waking up next turn. I am banking on it. Okay, so. Alright, does this guard want to stay in? Does this guard want to stay in? Risk a potential another turn of sleep, and then take a Flash Cannon or Shadow Ball from my. Okay, so what could he possibly switch into? His Heatran, his Lando, his Zapdos. Okay, so if I go for the Flash Cannon and he switches into his Heatran or Zapdos, it's not going to do much to them. But if I do Shadow Ball, it'll do quite a good amount. And I'm going to switch out my Altaria in case he does wake up. Goes for the Hyper Voice. Let's see how this turn wants to play itself out. We're playing out of a hole. We continuously play out of a hole with this team. Okay, so he is going to take it out. Most likely switch into the Heatran or the Zapdos. Heatran it is. Heatran it is. Okay. To be completely honest with you, I'd rather see the Heatran than the Zapdos. I'd rather see the Heatran than the Zapdos. Wow. Wow, that did a lot. So this is probably a max speed, max special attack Heatran. Suicune's gonna stay asleep for another turn. So, wow. So are we gonna see the heat wave? Potential heat wave move right here. So, okay. He goes for the heat wave, or does it go for the sub? Does it go for the sub? Goes for the sub. I'm really screwed. If he goes for the sub, I go for the wide guard, predicting his heat wave. He gets a sub up. I can't spore him. He wakes up with his Suicune and skulls my Aegislash. I'm gonna go for another Shadow Ball onto this Heatran. And I'm gonna go for a Spore onto the Suicune, predicting that it's gonna wake up. So it's gonna go for the overheat. It's gonna go for the overheat. Okay, so it's gonna target the Amoonguss. So I should. Will I be faster than the Suicune with my Aegislash? I didn't take that into account. I am. So I'm gonna get the KO onto this Heatran. I am gonna get the KO on this Heatran. Okay, so this Suicune's going to be the biggest threat to my team now. So, Heatran, Bisharp out of the way. We have Guard in the back, and we have... Okay, he's going to get the Tailwind up. Okay, so this is looking bad. This is looking bad. That Tailwind's going to... that Tailwind's going to hurt. That Tailwind's going to hurt. So I potentially could get my own Tailwind up with my Suicune. Is Gardevoir Hyper Voice, or is he Psychic? Trying to think here. He's gonna snarl. He's gonna snarl his ass off. Okay. The only thing that could really take this Gardevoir out is my Aegislash, and unfortunately Snarl's gonna be super effective against it. What I really want to do is will Snarl KO in Blade form? Will this Gardevoir wake up? Those are the many questions we have to ask ourselves during this turn. Okay. As long as the Suicune instead of sleep, I don't think RNG will be in our favor when it comes to this Gardevoir. I think it's going to wake up next turn. Hyper Voice will KO the Suicune, and then most likely go for a Scald onto the Aegislash. The King's Shield is obvious, but I'm still going to go for it. I still have to go for it. So I'm pretty much just going to double protect right here, waste a turn of Tailwind. So this is one turn of Tailwind. Okay, so he's going to say sleep. I'm going to protect. I could have gotten some damage off on that. But he is going to target down my... Oh, I gotta go in for my own Tailwind. I could have went for my own Tailwind. We should have did that risky play. Just going to go for the Snarl. Unfortunately, if I had enough balls to go for what I said I wanted to go for, we would have been in a good position right here. Because I don't think a Snarl would have KO'd my Aegislash in Blade form. I would have been able to get a Shadow Ball off onto this Gardevoir, bring it down to at least half health, and gotten my... Well, Snarl I think would have KO'd my Suicune. But I still could have Shadow Balled this Gardevoir. Do you Hyper Voice, Gardevoir? Gardevoir, do you Hyper Voice? If you Hyper Voice, you're not going to Hyper Voice. You're going to Shadow Ball or Psychic my Aegislash. Suicune, can this work? He's going to stay asleep? Wow. Wow. Snarl, okay. Got the wide guard off. I did show the wide guard now. I'm going to get my own Tailwind up. I'm faster than the Suicune now. I'm faster than the Suicune. which may unfortunately not be good, but he won't get the Snarl off before I attack. So he probably is not going to go for the Snarl. He's probably going to go for the... I'm going to attack before. But will his Gardevoir be faster than my Aegislash, which I believe it will be. This Gardevoir is going to protect. I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball on the Suicune. And I'm going to go for the Scald on the Gardevoir. One of them's got to hit. I don't think he's going to go for another Snarl. He's going to protect. I just had a feeling he was going to protect because I was just going to go for the Shadow Ball, but I'm not going to go for the He's going to go for another Snarl. So he's just straight up going for Snarls. It's not going to KO my Suicune. Okay, so I could have just went for another Wide Guard, but I have to do some attacking here. That's probably what he's thinking. I have to attack, so he's not going to go for another Wide Guard, which is smart on his end. It is very smart on his end, but hopefully Life Orb can bring this down to at least a quarter. Citrus Berry? Citrus Berry. Yeah, Citrus Berry. Oh, shit. Suicune. Wow. Suicune, you are a son of a bitch. You are. No, do we see another Snarl? Do we see another Snarl? He's not gonna... If he... You know what? He's gonna Snarl again. He's gonna Snarl again. You know, if he Snarls again, it doesn't really matter because if he Snarls, he's just gonna go for the Psychic onto my Blade Form Aegislash. Alright, so do I want to switch into my Altaria? I'm gonna go for the Wide Guard. I'm sorry, Aegislash. I'm going to go for the Wide Guard. I'm going to go for the Scald, hoping for the Protect. I really don't want to rely on luck, but unfortunately, when you're in this position, you may have to do that. Burn, 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 burn. No. Nope. I seen that coming from a mile away, so I'm going to lose both my Pokemon. That's unfortunate. And he's going to go for a Tailwind to make matters worse. just to put more salt on my wounds. Put more salt on my wounds. Unfortunately, I'm gonna. Well, fortunately enough for myself, I'm gonna have one more turn of Tailwind. But I can't see this. I can't see my Altaria being faster than Gardevoir. Gardevoir is gonna go Hyper Voice. We're going to see Hyper Voice and we're going to see Ice Beam. I have to go for the Hyper Voice. I could just Protect, but I have one turn left of Tailwind, so I have to go for the Hyper Voice for the low chance of me being to outspeed his team. So I'm going to go for the Hyper Voice. Crits, we don't know. Crits probably won't even KO anyway. And the Scald. That's all I can do. So his guard is going to be able to outspeed. It's going to KO my Altaria, and that's it. That is it. Alright, so that was a long battle, but, I mean, you can't win them all. So, unfortunately, in this episode, we're going to pick up 2 losses. So, I mean, we won every single battle the entire week. Monday through Friday with this entire team, and to close out the end of the week, unfortunately, we're going to get 2 losses, and like I just said, you can't win them all. Losses do make you a better player, and I gotta get better at the team preview. I really do. And the Suicune, throughout the entire week, I've seen that my team is really weak to Suicune because it could just Ice Beam my Landorus, it could just Scald my Heatran, and I can't even think who I have on my team right now. Ice Beam my Altaria, And I've seen a lot of guards this week. I've been playing VGC for since probably like January, and I didn't see many Mega Guardavars. I've seen some of them which were Trick Room variants, but I've been seeing a lot of them that have been recently on Tailwind teams, and I have a big weakness to this team to that as well, because Mega Gardevoir is just so powerful, and I have a bunch of special attackers on my team, and the only physical attacker having is Landorus, and Landorus is very, very frail, so even if he does get one attack off, he's just going to take a Hyper Voice and then go down. So my team is pretty good, but in the end it does have a lot of weaknesses, so playing a lot of Battle Spot does help you figure out those weaknesses and try to build around them, maybe substitute Pokemon out and just change up your EVs. Ludicolo was other problem. Just anything with Ice Beam, I was fairly weak to Ice Beam, so that's unfortunate. You do learn as you go along, and that's why you're supposed to be doing these battles on battle spots before you go to actual events. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Probably didn't enjoy it as much as the other episodes, or at least I hope you didn't, because I lost both of the battles. I try to win, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen all the time, especially on camera when I'm trying to commentate, concentrate, I'm nervous, and I'm trying to battle at the same time. It all comes down to just basically being in the right mindset at the time. But that's it for this episode. Look forward to a team preview episode on Sunday for the team I will be using all next week, which will be starting in 2 days. So look forward to that, and thank you for everyone that does watch. Please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more VGC content for Pokemon, and I hope you do learn as we go along as well as I do. I'll see you guys later. Take care.